Welcome to our top 10 most damaging Quranic verses. You won't believe number 3.
Number 10.
Within this verse, the writer included, "Fear your Lord, the Creator," and moments later, "Fear Allah." This odd formula highlights that there is a difference between Lord and Allah, as though they are two different characters. Our top 7 and top 3 will confirm your suspicions in just a moment.
Number 9.
The verses flashing on screen are much discussed by Christian apologists. The Quran affirms the scriptures of the Christians and Jews. However, we have heard the feeble argument that the Torah and the Injil are corrupt. That assertion alone contradicts the Quran, particularly because the Christian and Jews have countless manuscripts from before the time of Muhammad, which confirm him as a false prophet, hence why imams had to come up with their scriptures are corrupt argument, exposing how Islamic imams and scholars are elevated and trusted above what their scriptures say.
Number 8.
The one verse Sharia is mentioned stands out for its uniqueness. It's the most important doctrine in Islam, yet it appears only once. The attention drawn to this unique verse, however, makes it very easy to figure out. When we delve into it, we see that it does not talk about Islam at all, but about the ordained way that arose from the Jews receiving knowledge and differing on scripture, judgment of prophethood. Do you know any well-known events that fit that description? I bet you do.
Number 7.
This is a wonderful verse that causes much controversy, as it questions God's power. If that was not bad enough, we now have enough information to understand the Arabic, and the mistranslation into other languages gets exposed. The originator of the heavens and the earth mentioned in this verse is referred to in the past tense, stating that he did not have a partner. Anyone familiar with Christian beliefs are aware of who fits that description.
Number 6.
This is another fan's favorite verse, as it is the source of a miraculous journey of Muhammad, paving the way to the Islam we know today. However, upon closer inspection, we realize that this verse described a journey of Moses, not Muhammad, as it is confirmed when we continue reading. Find the full explanation on our channel.
Number 5.
For over 1,000 years, people have wondered about this verse in the Quran. It clearly says that the Jews called Ezra the son of God, which is puzzling. The Jews have never said such thing, and this mistake has always been sufficient to expose the Quran as false. We are happy to finally understand where that verse came from, but even without the explanation of it, this verse on its own exposed the lie.
Number 4.
The news about Surah 97, being a hymn about Jesus' birth, are spreading with every passing day. Such an obvious surah, ending on a verse clearly linked to Jesus, not Muhammad, gives us a glimpse of how the Islamic narrative was fabricated, hence why we had to include this verse in our top 10. Let's go for the top 3. And if you enjoy this video, make sure you click that subscribe button to be notified when we upload new stuff. Thank you for your support.
Number 3.
This is a great verse. In order to understand its significance, the world needed Arabic speakers who were brave enough to expose the lie. The answer to this one probably originated from the one and only Christian prince. The verse clearly states that, at the time of writing, Jews and Christians are demonized in the writings of the Quran for taking their monks and rabbis as lords apart from Allah and the Messiah. The verse indicates that people needed to take Allah and the Messiah as lords, and to worship one God. This is not something Muslims can readily understand, as they have been lied for too long, but any Christian would recognize its significance. And remember the arguments on position 10 and 7, the Lord and the Creator. This verse clarifies the puzzling meaning on those verses. We can now understand that the Lord mentioned in Surah 4 verse 1 is Jesus, and the mention of Allah in the same verse means God. When we put all of that together, we realize that the originator of the heavens and the earth, who did not have a companion, was in fact Jesus, before the meaning of the verse was hidden through lies.
Number 2.
This is by far our favorite verse in the whole Quran. Notice how the author writes down a full lineup of Abrahamic personalities as the expression of belief from their followers. Yet the one character who would be mentioned by name in the Holy Book of Islam does not get a mention. Odd, isn't it? This verse was clearly written way before his myth began to be created.
Number 1.
One of the most important cover-up in the Quran is the multiple places where the writer alludes to the death of Jesus, sometimes even about his resurrection, which shows the true origins of the book. However, the most interesting of all the mistranslations is the verse on screen. The Arabic says that Allah spoke with Jesus, and he said, "Jesus, I will cause you to die and raise you to myself." The word used is more closely translated as, "I will fulfill you and raise you to myself." As you would imagine, this verse is openly mistranslated, as it would otherwise give the game away. What do you think? What verse in the Quran do you believe gives the game away more clearly? Let us know in the comments section below. See you soon!